The Tamer awakens to become Sirius. No, I mean one serious badass wolf queen. She can summon her wolf during battles, who annihilates enemies. Her quick, agile movements offer an array of attacks that are sure to confuse the enemies. Her pup follows her everywhere, even in the arena, so be sure to look out for a wolf gnawing at your heels. Known in Guild Wars, she can be deadly with mass AoE skills and deadly one-shot abilities. Is she going to be the Awakened class for you? Let's find out. The Awakened Tamer uses a Tensho-chi and a scent bag for its main and offhand weapons. For its dash ability, it is one of the better dash abilities that I have seen, and it is pretty sweet. She like dashes forward and leaves behind these little images of her, 2 spots it looks like. So it is one of the cooler looking dashes. She goes about medium range. For her ultimate, for her Black Spirit skills, the charge up one looks like that. And then her red ultimate one to do a lot of damage, just big AoE cone in front of her a little bit. For her full kit, the Sirius kit, she comes with 6 super armors, 4 bounds, 3 stuns, 3 knockups and or knockdowns. She has 1 invincibility, but it's not applied in the arenas. She has 1 knockback, 1 daze, 3 bleeds that offer 180 damage each, and she has one of the higher passive heals at 540 HP heal passive. So she's got a ton of super armors. She's got the most bounds of any class that I've seen, which is interesting because she does have that wolf, and that wolf just is constantly attacking the target. If you're in the arenas, it's just attacking whatever, mass PvP. It's attacking that person, not giving them a chance to survive. And then she comes up and bounds the target, so she's attacking you, her wolf's attacking you. It's just an awesome combination. Before I get into all of the skills, I do want to note that I left all of the costumes for every single costume for the option for this class at the very end of the video, so make sure you stay tuned in for that. There is some pretty awesome looking ones. I got about 10 to 15. If this is your first time to my channel, make sure you check out the description down below for additional badass Black Desert mobile content. You won't be disappointed. And with that being said, let's dive right in. The first skill for Sirius comes with 2 charges on a 4-second cooldown time. Does 351% damage per hit with 3 hits, doing 1,053% total damage. It does recover 10 MP per hit, which is a total of 30 MP recovered. It also inflicts a bound on successful hit. For its branch damages, you have the choice between AAL or Seret, and for its subskills, it reduces the target's AP by -20 for 10 seconds, and you can also combo up. If you hold the skill button in, it does an additional attack, which also knocks down the target. This skill is solid for PvE, as it is a pretty wide AoE skill, and it's also solid for PvP, as it offers that bound and a knockdown if you hold the skill button in on that combo for the second attack. The second skill comes in with 1 charge on a 6-second cooldown time. It does use 25 MP per use. It does 550% damage per hit with a maximum of 2 attacks, which is 1,100% damage. You do get super armor while using the skill, and it applies a stun on successful hit. The super armor does work in the arenas. It doesn't have any branch damages tied to it. For its subskills, it reduces the target's movement speed by 5% for 10 seconds. It applies a bleed of 60 damage every second for 3 seconds, which is 180 bleed damage, and it increases your defensive power by +20 for 10 seconds. This skill is solid for PvP, all situations. It's mediocre for PvP. This skill does shift targets after its first attack if it kills all the mobs in front of it, so you want to be sure that the first attack can one-shot targets, otherwise it's not useful for PvE. The third skill for Sirius comes in with 1 charge on an 8-second cooldown time, doing 310% damage per hit with a maximum of 4 hits, which is 1,240% total damage. You do get a knock up on successful hit, doesn't have any branch damages tied to it. For its subskills, it increases your DP by 20 and decreases the target's DP by +20 for 10 seconds. It does have a longer cooldown time. It's medium damage output. It's not the greatest for PvE. It can be used for PvP, as it does offer that knockup. The fourth skill for Sirius is an awesome skill, coming in with 1 charge on a 3-second cooldown time. It does 375% damage times 3 right away, which is 1,125% damage. It also stuns a target on successful hit. For its branch damages, you have the choice between Lebrev and Serret, and it does have one sub-skill, which is applying a bleed of 60 damage every second for 3 seconds, which is 180 total bleed damage. Because this skill offers such a short cooldown time and a decent damage output on a single attack, this skill is great for all situations and scenarios, PvP or PvP with that stun. The fifth skill is going to be solid for both situations as it offers a high damage output without having to rely on multiple attacks. Comes with one charge on a 5-second cooldown time, doing 1,174% total damage. It does offer a bound on successful hit. For its branch damages, you have the choice between Ahib and Serret. And for its sub-skills, it increases your defensive power by plus 20 for 10 seconds, and it reduces the target's movement speed by negative 5% for 10 seconds. Sirius' next skill is great for mass PvP as it hits multiple targets and takes you a good distance while you have super armor active. Because the invincibility and super armor are not applied in the arenas, it's still usable for gap closing, just not as good. It comes with one charge on an 8-second cooldown time, doing 316% damage per hit with a maximum of 5 hits. That's just under 1,600% damage. You get invincibility except for in the arenas. You get super armor during the attack except for in the arenas. And it bounds targets on successful hit. For its sub-skills, it reduces the target's DP by negative 20 for 10 seconds and increases your crit rate by 5% for 10 seconds on successful hit. The seventh skill is going to be your meat and potatoes. This skill is great for all situations and it is your passive heal. Comes with one charge on a 7-second cooldown time. Does 357% damage per hit with a maximum of 6 hits. That's 2,142% damage. You get super armor during the attack but not in the arenas. It offers a knockback after the first hit and a knockdown on the last hit. For its branch damages, you have the choice between Ahib and AAL. And for its sub-skills, it heals you for 90 per hit with 6 hits. That's 540 HP healed. It has a bleed of 60 damage every second for 3 seconds, which is 180 damage. And for its third sub-skill, it gives you one more charge to this skill, taking it from 1 to 2 initial charges. This skill just offers it all. It's your passive heal, does a ton of damage, gives you super armor, gives you CC. The next skill for the Awakened Tamer comes with 2 charges on an 8-second cooldown time. Does 360% damage times 2, which is 720% damage. It does have a maximum of 2 attacks, so if you get those 2 attacks off, one in front and one behind, or whatever the scenario is, that's 1,140% damage. You get super armor while using this skill, except for in the arenas, and it offers a stun. For its branch damages, you have the choice between AAL and Lebrev. And for its sub-skills, it reduces the target's movement speed by negative 5% for 10 seconds. It increases your attack power by plus 20 for 10 seconds. And it has a 2-second cooldown time reduction on the skill, taking it from an 8 to a 6-second cooldown time. Because of the higher damage output per attack at 720%, this skill can be used successfully for PvE. And for PvP, it's obviously a good skill coming equipped with a stun and super armor. The Tamer's 9th skill is great for single target PvP, not the best for PvE or even mass scale PvP. It comes with one charge on a very lengthy 15-second cooldown time, does 450% damage per strike. It has a maximum of 2 attacks, which is 900% damage. You get super armor while using the skill, and it bounds the target. For branch damages, it doesn't have any, and for its sub-skills, it has a 3-second cooldown time reduction, taking that skill from 15 to 12 seconds. It reduces the target's DP by negative 20 and movement speed by negative 5% for 10 seconds. So essentially, she's grabbing the target and doing AoE damage to the target in front of her. Now, it does grab and do the same bound and damage as all targets in front of her. So it's still solid for PvE. As far as, grinding, it's not the best, but for single target PvP, it's definitely a good skill. For mass PvP, it's not very good. The ultimate for this class offers a lot, coming with 2 charges on a 9-second cooldown time. Does 222% damage per hit with 7 hits. It's just under 1,600% damage. You get super armor while using the skill, and a daze on first successful hit. It also offers a knockdown on last successful hit. For its branch damages, you have the choice between Lebrev and Ahib. And for its sub skills, it increases your AP by plus 20 for 10 seconds, and it reduces the cooldown time on that skill by 2 seconds, taking it from a 9 to a 7-second cooldown time. This skill is great for all situations. It offers a huge AoE damage output, so it's great for PvP grinding or PvE grinding. It offers a daze and a knockdown, so it's great for mass and small scale PvP. Definitely put this skill on your lineup. The heal, slash, and rage for the Awakened Tamer is pretty much identical to all the other classes that I've seen. I mean, almost identical. 1 charge, 120-second cooldown time, a 500 heal, a 50 AP increase for 30 seconds, 2-second cooldown time on your Evasive skill, 10% increase on your crit hit damage for 30 seconds, and a 2% increase on your Black Spear Rage for 30 seconds as well. Up next is all of the outfits for the Sirius class, the Tamer. I'm going to leave you guys with that. I hope you guys enjoy this type of video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new to my channel and you enjoyed this, make sure you hit that subscribe button. All of those greatly help me and my channel, and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. And with that being said, I will see you next time.